Have you ever just stopped and thought about how wildly different watching TV is today compared to, say, 10 or 15 years ago? Seriously, we've gone from planning our entire evening around a network schedule to a world where we have pretty much infinite choice and it's all available whenever, wherever. So today, let's get into the incredible technology that made all of this happen.
You know, it really all boils down to how the main question we ask ourselves has totally changed. It used to be this really passive thing, right? What's on TV? You'd grab the remote and just flip through a pretty limited grid of channels hoping to find something. But today, it's a totally active choice. We open an app and we ask, what do I want to watch? So this massive transformation, this jump from scheduled viewing to total on-demand freedom, well, it's all powered by one key technology, over-the-top streaming. You probably know it as OTT. It is the engine running behind everything from Netflix to Hulu to Disney+. Basically, all the services that have completely remade what entertainment looks like.
So what is it exactly? Well, at its core, OTT is just a way to deliver video straight to you using the regular old internet. And the key part here is that it completely bypasses the traditional gatekeepers, the cable and satellite companies that used to control all the wires and dishes and, because of that, everything you were allowed to watch.
And one of the best things about it is the freedom. Because OTT just uses the internet, you're not chained to the TV in your living room anymore. You can watch on your phone, on the bus, on a tablet in bed, your laptop, your smart TV, heck, even your PlayStation or Xbox. Entertainment is now completely portable.
But let's be honest, it's kind of a weird name, isn't it? Over the top? It's not random, though. It actually makes a lot of sense once you know the story behind it.
The name is literal. It's about going over the top of that old cable box. Think of that box as a sort of walled garden where the cable company decided everything that grew inside. Well, devices like a Roku or an Apple TV let you plug into your TV and access internet services, effectively going over that closed system to bring content straight to your screen.
To really make the difference here crystal clear, let's use a simple analogy that I think you'll find helpful.
So let's really nail down the question, how are these two things actually different in practice?
Okay, think of it like this. Traditional cable TV is like a fancy prefixed restaurant. You pay one set price for a big bundle menu, and the restaurant or the provider chooses what's on it. The meals are served at a specific time, and if you're late, well, you've missed it. OTT, on the other hand, is like a modern food delivery app on your phone. You have a virtually endless menu from countless restaurants. You decide exactly what you want, when you want it, and it shows up instantly.
Of course, all this incredible content doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It has to get paid for somehow. So let's take a look at the three main ways these streaming services actually build their businesses and make money.
It pretty much all boils down to three main models. You've got subscription-based, which is SVOD, advertising-based, or AVOD, and then transaction-based, which is TVOD. Let's quickly break down what each of those means.
First up, we have SVOD, or Subscription Video On Demand. This is the all-you-can-eat buffet model you know from Netflix and Disney+. You pay a flat fee every month for unlimited, usually ad-free access to everything. Their whole business is built on keeping you subscribed, month after month, which is exactly why they pour billions into exclusive shows like Stranger Things or The Mandalorian.
Next is AVOD, Advertising Video On Demand. Think of services like Tubi or Pluto TV. This is the free-for-all model. You don't pay a dime, so how do they make money? Well, they show you commercials, just like old-school TV. Their entire goal is super simple: get as many eyeballs as possible to attract advertisers.
And finally, there's TVOD, or Transactional Video On Demand. This is basically your digital video store. Think Apple iTunes or the movie rental section on Amazon Prime Video. Here, you only pay for what you actually watch, whether that's renting a brand new movie for a couple of days or buying a digital copy to own forever. It's a straight-up pay-per-view setup.
All right, so we get what OTT is and how the businesses work, but how in the world does a massive 4K movie file start playing instantly on your screen when the server is thousands of miles away? Let's pop the hood and look inside the engine room. It's really a three-step journey for that video file. First, there's transcoding, which is like translating the video into different versions for every possible device. Second, those versions are sent out all over the world using something called a CDN. And finally, your player intelligently picks the perfect version for you, and it does it in real time.
So a content delivery network, or CDN, works like this.
Instead of trying to stream a movie to everyone from one single server in, say, California, it makes copies of that movie and puts them in local warehouses all over the world. So when you hit play in Tokyo, you're not getting the video from California, you're getting it from a server right there in Tokyo. This cuts down delay like crazy, and it's a huge reason we don't see that spinning buffering wheel nearly as much anymore.
And here is the last bit of magic. It's called adaptive bitrate streaming. The video player on your phone or your TV is constantly checking your internet connection. If your Wi-Fi is great, it'll pull down that beautiful, high-quality 4K version. But if someone in your house starts a huge download and your connection slows down, the player instantly and seamlessly switches to a lower quality version before the video even has a chance to pause. That's the secret to that smooth, uninterrupted experience.
Okay, so let's zoom all the way back out. This stuff isn't just a cool new piece of tech, it is a force that has completely redrawn the map for global media. Why does it all matter so much?
Well, the most important thing to understand is that OTT caused a massive power shift. The power moved away from those old distributors and straight into the hands of creators. Now, this means big studios can go directly to you, the consumer. But it also means smaller independent creators can find a worldwide audience for niche stuff that never ever would have made it onto broadcast TV. On top of that, these platforms collect a ton of data, which helps them decide what shows to make. And they can launch a show everywhere in the world at the exact same time.
And this is the perfect example of that. A show like South Korea's Squid Game could never have become an instant, global phenomenon in the old TV world. It would have taken years for it to be sold and dubbed country by country. But with OTT, it launched in over 190 countries all at once, creating a shared global conversation, literally overnight.
Which really leaves us with a fascinating final question to chew on. As these platforms start experimenting with things like interactive stories, live sports, and even shopping, are we just watching TV get better? Or are we actually witnessing the birth of something brand new? A single, central hub for all of our digital entertainment that blends watching with playing. Something to think about next time you hit play.